Hello everyone, my name is Isabelle, I'm in France and this is my small YouTube channel about knitting, mostly knitting. I have 3 sons and I have 3 cats. Some say it's related and I'm bringing you these videos in English because I miss my English. I used to live in the United States, but that was over 30 years ago. And I miss my English very much. So this is why I decided to start this channel in English. I have 3 different series on my channel. One is the Woolly News series. I think it's the last video I uploaded, where I gather everything I have seen or every news about the fiber and knitting and crochet community that have caught my attention. So it's a very personal take on that. And every other week I alternate with my own knitting adventures, which are, regular type of videos you can find everywhere else when people talk about their knitting, what they are working on, what they have finished and everything. And I have a 3rd series, and it's going to be today this subject about my yarn no-buy year. I have this year-long project of not buying yarn and knitting from my stash, and I have already, I will attach the first video where I extensively described why I did start this project. And I'm also trying to reduce the amount of things I'm buying altogether. Not only for my craft, but also on other parts of my life. And so this is going to be today my March monthly checking, and where I will, present you what I have bought and what are my thoughts about this month. So if that sounds good to you, please stay tuned. So I hope you won't hear that, and the microphone won't pick up the noise, because there are construction work being done somewhere close, and I can hear big trucks and big construction engines working on. So I hope you won't listen to that. If I find out when I listen to the video afterwards it's really present, I will most probably have to do that again, record it again. And what am I wearing? Because I usually forget to tell you what I'm wearing, which knits I'm wearing. I don't think you have seen this scarf at all. This is, under this scarf, my beloved Galan sweater, and I will link below. I've already shown it to you. It's from Marie-Amélie Design, and the yarn is from Julie Asselin. And but this scarf, I can't tell you which kind of yarn it is, because it's the first knit I knitted when I picked up knitting again, when I was in 3 weeks out of work for a burnout. And so there was that craft store that was carrying yarn, but I never really paid attention. There were some things for paint, for painting, for so I'm placing all the notifications out on my computer and everywhere, because last time I received a text message from my son. So okay. And so a craft store with painting, drawings, beads for jewelry, you name it. There were every craft you could have a big store, and it closed. It's quite unfortunate, but They were selling, having big sales on yarn, so I just bought that yarn. I don't have the ball. It was pre-Ravelry for me. So it was something like 4 or 5 years ago. And I did not write down, I did not keep the band around the ball, but I remember it was wool and silk. And this, it's a very easy scarf pattern. I did not, I made myself. There is ribbed border at both ends. On the side, some kind of, ribbed stockinette for a few stitches. And it's a moss, very simple moss stitch pattern. It's of these dark brown burgundy with some kind of reddish, pinkish accents. Not much my colors, but it was the only yarn quality I liked. They had still in stock. It was heavily discounted, so I bought how many balls I do not recall, just to make a very big scarf that I wear from time to time. But okay, and the weather is becoming extremely cold today, tomorrow, and so we are on Thursday, March 31st. So up to Sunday, it's gonna snow. Can you believe that? At the beginning of April in Normandy. So we are expecting some snow, some very cold weather. So, I started the heater again, and my cats who were, starting to wander around, except the baby one, which is not a baby anymore, but the youngest one who's not going out at all, or maybe just a few minutes, and he comes back very scared. He's afraid of the outside. But my lady cat and my second cat were starting to wander around, and they are all in the house this morning. It's quite cold outside, and it's rainy, and we are expecting some snow for this afternoon or tomorrow morning. Okay, now that I've been rambling for maybe 5 or 6 minutes about all that, my no-buy year project, and how did I do for this month, March 2022. Okay, so you have seen what I have bought, except one thing that I bought last night. But if you're watching the videos, I was interested into that pattern. So what did I buy this month, March 2022? So in chronological order, on the 1st of March, I bought a skein of yarn to go with the other yarn I have for my sorrel sweater. I'm gonna cast it on as soon as the Denzi pullover is finished. I'm on the last sleeve, and if you recall, I was not happy with the fade I had chosen online, so I got helped from La Bien-Aimée and from what's her name? It will come back to me. I do not recall. But anyway, I will write it here because it will come back to me again just after. And so she helped me to find another skein of yarn that would go with my fade much better than the other colorway. I think it was, I should have taken notes, but anyway, I have some notes, but not that. Anyway, so that's Storm. The Storm colorway, it's in the Merino singles base, the same base as the other skeins of yarn I have for this sweater. And it's on a gray base with some kind of blue and greenish speckles. And the other options she gave me, I did not like as much as this one, because they were having heavy purple speckles. These ones are not quite purple, even if they tend towards purplish. And I don't like much the purple speckles, so this is why I chose this one, and I think it's going to be okay. So that one was 40 euros and 2 cents, including, you know, taxes and shipping and everything. So I'm giving you the full price because this is what I paid. Okay, so that was on the 1st of March. After that, and it was on the 3rd of March, not so long after that, I bought 5 patterns from Sari Nordland. She was having an operation for Ukraine. You can you know, follow your favorite creator, and I'm sure they are offering some kind of event or guidance for Ukraine, the relief support for Ukraine. So she did that, and I decided I was going to buy all the patterns I had in my queue or in my wish list. So I bought 5 of them, and that was in no particular order either. So I have not them here. Okay, I thought I had opened every pattern, but anyway, so if I'm so in, maybe I'm not sure which kind of order Ravelry is showing them to me. So it was the Celeste Tea, the Marzipan pullover. This is the one I wanted to buy, and I did buy that one. It was newly released. The Pass pullover, Poetria, and Poet. These are the 5 ones I bought from Sari. And these 5 patterns, including tax and whatever fee Ravelry tops the price of the patterns with, it was 42 euro and 48 cents. I'm very happy I bought that. But at the same time, when I bought that pattern, these patterns, sorry, I have books in my wish list. And I decided not to buy them. I know some of you have followed my recommendation, in particular for the Contrast book from Lane Publishing, but I haven't bought, and I haven't pre-ordered that book. So because 42, almost 43 euros, I thought it's, you know, over the price of one book. So I should not buy book for the month of March. Okay, so these, I'm very happy about these patterns. And just after that, on the 10th of March, I bought the Musselburgh hat from Isolda. I do not recall if she was having some kind of an offer, or maybe also some kind of a plan for Ukraine or some other thing, or if I just bought it that way. No, I just bought it that way because she was having an update on the pattern, and she pushed the pattern, and I knew I wanted to knit this hat. I did not have the pattern yet, and I know which kind of yarn I want to knit it. Anyway, so that was 5 euros and 67 cents. And after I bought the pattern, I thought with some of the yarn my mother gave me, which is heavily acrylic yarn, some smaller part of wool, maybe 10 to 30% max wool in all the different yarns except the cotton ones she gave me. I think I'm gonna knit hats with some of them for my sons, for maybe Christmas or something, and I will mix and match the yarns. I have to decide that, and I will knit the Musselburgh hat for them too, because I think it's a good pattern where you can have, you know, a double layer. If you fold the brim, you have 4 layers, and they are always complaining they are cold on the head, and so I thought I was going to use also that pattern, not only for me, but also for them. And maybe, you know, for some other charity project with the yarn that my mother gave me. I have to dive deep into these yarns and decide what I do with them. But anyway, that's a nice pattern to be using for that. Okay, and for 20 days up to yesterday, I did not buy anything because I did not have all my numbers add up. But I was thinking, girl, you did spend a bit of money this month. But yesterday, there is a pattern I was, you know, really expecting. And so the name is not here, and I will place pictures of all the patterns I'm talking about. And this one is from Merit Busberger. It's the scraggly, the color pattern. Does she have other pictures? Yes, there is one here where just measures, so there is no a beautiful lace color. And after that, I don't think there are pictures, and if there are, I think no, just the instructions. So a beautiful lace color that I wanted to knit as soon as she was talking about it on her Instagram feed. So I bought it yesterday. I did not even use the early bird access code because I just wanted to give her, you know, the whole price. And so with taxes and, you know, change and everything, because it was in Swiss francs, so it had to be converted. It was €7.92 with the Ravelry fee that tops every sale. So I do not recall how many percent that was of the sale. Anyway, for this month of March, so that's 7 patterns, quite a bit of patterns, and 1 skein of yarn. I spent €96.09. That's a lot. And I have to admit that I'm the one to hide numbers under the carpet. What I buy, even though I've I never overspent. I never was in debt. I never spent more than what I could spend and, you know, have to reduce heater or food or other things like that. Never, ever. I know that, you know, I spend money I can spend on that is on top of all my basic requirements. It's just on top of that. And so for that top, I have to make choices. And if I spend on, you know, yarn or other things, I can't travel. And if I travel, okay. So that's just above my housing, above my food, and above my travel costs to go to work and everything. With the energy price going up like hell in France, at least, and in Europe, I believe. So I started to use the public transportations again. My university pays half of my monthly fare for using public transportations. So that's about, for me, at the end, about €20 per month. And so that's way below what I'm currently paying for gas and to put in my car. So I'm going to save some money there, but €96 is a lot of money. And I know I have spent more than that in the past, if I add up all the numbers. But it's more than what I had decided. I have no limit, but you know, €100 almost is a lot. I was thinking maybe if I go for, you know, €50 per month, not more than that, it's gonna be, you know, over €600 for a year. That's a lot. And if I add what I have spent up to now, we are on the 31st of March as I'm recording, it's 216 euros and 89 cents. So that's about 72 euros and 29 cents per month over the first 3 months. That's more than what I had in my mind. Do I regret? No. I am extremely happy I bought that yarn. I'm extremely happy I bought the patterns. I do not regret at all. But I have to realize that even though I've never been uncomfortable and overspent, this is a lot of money. And 216 euros, it's a lot of weeks of food, especially when I'm alone at home now. My son, my eldest son, is back at home on and off because with all the COVID situation, he's working 2 days now from home, and he needs a quiet place with good internet. So he takes Mondays and Fridays for homework, working from home, and he stays over the weekend with his girlfriend. So that's 4 days per week. He's here, and 2 days per week she's here with him. I've not seen her in over a week now, and not this weekend because she tested positive for COVID. So he's back at home full time. But anyway, other than that, that's a lot of money. 200 euros, over 200 euros is more than what I spend for a month of food. So yes, I need to place these numbers in front of my eyes, because I'm the one to buy things and put food in my mouth or things like that. And once it's there, it's gone out of my mind. And I do not see the big picture. I do not see the big numbers. And I need to do that because this is what brought me over the top, and with my yarn buying and last year. And the big numbers came in front of my eyes when I had yarn everywhere I could store and not see it and be just neatly stored, plus 2 piles of boxes in my room. And when the second pile of boxes came up, this is when I realized it was too much for me. Maybe it's not too much for you. Maybe you do enjoy living in the yarn shop at home. That's not the question. You do you, and whatever suits you and makes you happy is the most important. But it was not making me happy, and it was stressing me out. And seeing that number now, I can say it stresses me out, but it's a way I need to realize what I'm buying, what I'm eating, because it goes and it disappears from my mind, from my consciousness, and I forget about it, and I start fresh as soon as I've eaten or as soon as I've bought something. And I think I need to work on that, and this year-long project is helping me. Being accountable by filming these videos, being accountable by writing down, as far as my craft and my knitting is concerned, what I buy. I'm not writing down what I eat. Maybe I should. I did that some long time ago, and it worked quite well. But it's a pain. It's a pain to me. I don't want to be writing down everything I eat every day. So I'm not sure how I can deal with that. For now, I'm just leaving out some kind of foods, but I know it's not the way to go. But we do what we can. At some point, this is the only thing I can do for now. And do I miss the books I did not buy? Yeah, still thinking about Nora Gone's book, and I'm still thinking about the Contrast book from Land Magazine. They are still in my wish list at some point. And do I miss them, buying them? Yes, I do miss buying them. But at the same time, I'm very happy about all these patterns. So it kind of balances out my frustration. So this is where I'm at. For now, I'm just watching things. I'm too much into it to be able to see the big picture from a distance for myself. Yeah, there's that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know some people are undertaking also these no-buy projects with their own way of setting them up for either the year or only some restrictive or special part of their craft or life, and for different reasons. And yeah, I hope we can all be in that together. I hope as the year unravels, I will be able to address the correct questions. And there is no correct questions, but the correct questions for me. And that this way of talking about that and reflecting about these habits is a way for me to unravel all the underlying things that make me do that, or most of it make me be uncomfortable with that. So yeah, that will be it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you soon in my next upload, which should be about my knitting adventures. And in the meantime, I hope your craft brings you joy and happiness, and that you can each stitch, one stitch at a time, place happiness into your life, because it's not gonna come all by itself. And in particular is in this very troubled period, these very troubled times in the world where so many people are suffering, and I'm deeply thinking about them, and doing my thing on my own, but yeah, I hope you can place happiness in your life, that your craft is giving you happiness, one stitch at a time. It's a good metaphor. And when things, when you are unhappy, when things do not go right, just knit one stitch, 2 stitches, 10 stitches, and then you're a bit further down the road of your finished object that you will enjoy at some point. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.